All right. Uh, you know, I think it's Pam that's been doing this again. She's the one that took the unk off the kid's chain. And I started to think about it. I said, she called me exactly as I was speaking to my daughter about stuff that she's doing, right? And in the background, the cowards of the NY Predator Department using their sirens. On top of that, then she's like, "Oh, I'm calling because I was taking a walk." Like, why are you calling me because you're taking a walk? And why all of a sudden you start calling me now, right? And again, I've explained this pattern of behavior before. It is a pattern of behavior which has been conditioned into her. The white supremacists on the New York Predator Department, who, again, she's in league with, as a lot of black women are, you know, and they're being conditioned into us, just into yeah, right. So they're being psychologically manipulated, okay, and uh, given this false idea of power. How? Because they give them positions at their job, right? So now they think that they are better because they're making a certain amount of money, right? Particularly if you're working within in an environment where there's most white men and white women, okay. And again, understand how they use that to manipulate you, right, and manipulate us. But again, very few of us are selected because they analyze and recognize our personality types, right? Personality types that they created, by the way. Remember this, okay? If you think as a black person living under a system of white racism, in a white racist system, where you have white racists who are on the police force in corporate America, owning businesses, stuff like that, and I've shown you videos of in the 80s and 90s of white supervisors, white managers going away to these retreats where they're being taught how to use neuro linguistic programming, NLP, all right, which can be used to manipulate your employees or your subordinates, right, into doing more work, staying longer hours through the use of manipulation, and making them feel like they need the job more than the job needs them, right? So they've learned how to manipulate your mind. Make no mistake about that. You go on YouTube, like I said, the internet, it reveals a lot, man, because they did not think that the internet was going to be what it is today. And on top of that, they did not believe that the books that they hid from us, right, was not going to be put on the internet. This is why they were trying to get control of the internet. Anytime you try to access information, you have to pay, right? So they could no longer put a $5,000 price tag on a book that they didn't want you and I to read. When you can get it on the internet for free. Okay. So, for example, I give you a name of a book. It's called uh, uh, um, "Religion Through All the Ages" by Manly P. Hall. I think that's the name of it. On the Age of Reasoning. All right. That's what I think it's called. The Age of Reasoning by Manly P. Hall. Go on. You can get that book for free. This book is actually on the CIA, a Freedom of Information declassified website. Okay, go and get that book. And Amazon they're giving it to you for free. One of those rare books written in the early 1900s. Okay, so these rare books that they would put a high price tag on because they know you and I can't afford it. You can get it for free now. See, this is what the elites. This is they have the information, the knowledge, right? And they try to keep the vast majority of people in the society dumb or highly illiterate. America has one of the highest rate of illiteracy, and America is supposed to be what they call a first world country. Literacy is high among Americans today. This is how they're able to control populations by keeping you highly ignorant and highly illiterate. Okay, so another reason I wanted to do this video because yesterday I showed you how when I was taking clothes out the laundry cart, they had a Pam had put a container in it. Like, why? So again, I'm walking by the laundry basket, and I put a plastic bag in the laundry basket. I keep saying that. I said, why do you? How is it that you don't put things in their proper place? But that's how she operates. It's a dysfunctional mindset where I'm gonna just put anything anywhere and that's it. That's it. For 2 weeks, she had not even done. The only laundry she did was to wash her work uniform. Okay, and had a couple of other items that belonged to the kids in there. But as long as she has uniform for work, that's fine. If the kids don't have any clean underwear, clean clothes, she don't care about that. And she does it because again, it, you see, and understand this. Like I said, for black men, if you're raising children, boys and girls, raise them to be good people, not nice people. Okay? And our women, particularly black women, have been conditioned with a mindset that they don't even want to uh, participate in anything that requires any sort of um, compromise, self-sacrifice. Now, all throughout history, people have done things that are self-sacrifice. I'm not talking about deleting yourself stuff like that. I'm talking about when you have kids, you sacrifice certain things that you no longer do because you want to spend time with your kids, you want to educate your kids, you want to teach your kids. They're not about that. Black women were the most nurturing group of women, the most intelligent group of women, not smart, the most intelligent group of women, the most wisest of all people, men and women. And until you understand the system of white racism, you don't know jack. You're gonna think that your mindset, the way it is your proper mindset. But the reality will show you differently. It is when you start to have a Africanized way of thinking, but you need to understand African culture, history, in order for you to understand that. When the Europeans went into Africa and they saw the great civilizations that Africans built, they destroyed it. When they couldn't destroy it, they co opted it. Same thing with the Arabs. Okay? Even though the evidence, the proof is on the wall in Kemet, what they call Egypt today, they will still turn around and tell you, and if you can read it in some of the history book, which is again lies, they'll tell you, well, they're black people, but they're black white people, or black Europeans, meaning that they're black complexion, but their features are like Europeans. When the fact is, no, Europeans, your features are like black people. See, they got us thinking that black people only look one way. When we see ourselves that we are the most, uh, we have the most variations in our ethnic group, right? We are also the darkest, and we're also the lightest. You ever see an albino African with so-called what they were so-called Negroid features, right? They're the whitest group of people on the planet. White people are not really white, okay? The so-called the real true white people are African white people in terms of their skin color, their lack of melanin. But they see what they've done is that they've taken images and people who live in an environment where their features were developed because of the adaptation of that environment. So, like in the Congo, in the very lush, dense part of Africa, okay, and then they say this is what all Africans look like. Well, we know that's not true. You look at the Ethiopians; they're different. Look at the Alger, the Turkish people, right? They're black people. I mean, it's like we see this in our own conscious mind, but we don't recognize it. We don't internalize the reality and the truth because we've been conditioned not to. Okay, so with her, Pam, if she does stuff like this, it is because again, it's because she know how I am, right? I like to put things in their proper place. I like to to clean, right? And when I'm here, particularly since I'm here watching the kids, She's going to take full advantage of it. One thing, black men understand this, that black women have been conditioned to not be supportive to us in any way. Not in any way. Even when you have money as a black man, they're not supportive of you. They are really not supportive of you. They are supportive of themselves in trying to get things out of you and the money that you have. Okay? When other groups of women do that, they are supportive of their men because they're thinking about their children also, their legacy also. Because those children are not just the man's legacy, but it's the female legacy too. But the conditioned mindset of black women today is to think about themselves and not their children. And if they think about their children, is in the manner of, well, I'm going to send my children to the best school so I can talk to my friends about my kid being in the best school, right? The 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 worship of uh, this want to be in high society, right? I want to have you say. Meanwhile, they're damaging their children. When those children grow up to be adults, they're damaged. They are damaged. And I talk about William Refrigerator Perry, his daughter, news reporter, married a white man living in a white suburb. She goes when Trump got elected. She goes into a grocery store and the white man called her the N word, and she breaks down. Why she breaks down? Because she's been living an imaginary life. And that white husband, I'm sure he's calling her the N word in the bedroom too, and she's probably like him, right? But the fact that she goes out there now, right, and all that money that she think that she has, her father may have left her, is, that makes her white. Or that man, that black man who, you know, uh, gets killed or gets arrested because he's driving a nice car, living in a white neighborhood. And even though the white police officers know that he live in that neighborhood, they always going to say, this N word think he better than us. They pulled him over, you know, for some BS, arrested him. Now he gets a criminal record. Now all of a sudden he's upset, right? Because these Negropeans, they think that their money give them access to whiteness. But then they get to that point where reality slaps them in the face, because it always will, because they always will adopt this mindset that they're better than other black people. And when they start to adopt that mindset, the dark tribe within the psychopathic white personality is always going to put them in their place. Okay? Because white racism, the white psychopathic relationship with white people and black people, with white people at the top in every aspect of the society, they're going to always, once they start to see you right, you can be a highly Negropeanized individual. When they look at you, they still see you as the N word. But you think because you think your skin color, because the money that you have changes your skin color in their eyes. No, it doesn't. You're still an N word. Okay? So, that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.